Now, how can they get in touch with you? I understand there's a franchise here. Could you explain that a little bit? Because you said in D.C. and you are, in other words, there's different areas.
There are.
Elaborate a little bit about that.
The idea is, it's very similar to the lighting company that I work with as well. We decided that in order to service our customers best, we wouldn't take a huge area, such as D.C., Maryland, Virginia, the entire state, each of the states. We took it in a much smaller area. So I own Northern Virginia outside the Beltway. It's basically Fairfax, Loudoun, Prince William County. And that way I can really give very quick response to my customers. Damien is inside the Beltway.
Yeah, Virginia inside the Beltway, D.C., and then part of Maryland.
Part of Maryland.
And the idea is we're able to, as coming in together with a franchise system, there's advancements we have that wouldn't be available if we were just on our own independent company. There's also other benefits, product recognition.
When did this all start? Who come up with this idea?
It was about 3 to 4 years ago when Mosquito Squad started in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Oh, it started in Carolina. Okay.
And at that time, they were really just looking at systems, the misting systems. The sprays were a totally different idea that it was still being tested about 4 years ago. They've been using it in North Carolina for 3 years, and it's very effective, and they have a lot of
This
customers.
would be great in parks, too.
Oh, yes.
Fairfax County Park should get onto this.
They should.
Huh?
They should. Golf courses and
Golf courses and parks? Yes. Wow. What about somebody who's sitting out there and says, you know, I'd like to get involved in that company. Are there possibilities for others to be involved in this kind of work? If you want to put a little plug in there, you can.
Well, there definitely are. I would say go to the Mosquito Squad, our website, mosquitosquad.com. Right now, Northern Virginia is obviously we're
Locked
running
up.
that.
Damien's got that.
Damien's got D.C., Maryland, inside the Beltway of Northern Virginia. We do have a franchise down in Richmond, Virginia, and there's 4 or 5 down in North Carolina as well. But there are a lot of opportunities available, and it's a very good business.
And what you're using doesn't hurt the birds, the dogs, the cats, the kids.
No.
And I'm mentioning that, I know you know it, but I'm just saying it for the viewing audience, that it's a very safe product to use. And what's so nice about it is it's very similar to, there's some, when people want to use weed killers, there's the granular type, okay? But if you look at the back of the bag, it says, this must be applied to wet foliage for it to be attached to. Well, if it sticks to the foliage, it sticks to the dog and the cat and the kids when they walk out in it, right? But if they use the liquid weed killers to kill weeds, an hour after it's dry, you can walk out on the lawn and it doesn't come off onto your feet. The dog can do one of these numbers on his back and it won't hurt him. You see what I mean? You don't track. And that's what this is all about. When this is dry, it's safe.
Exactly. That's our idea, is that we want you to be able to enjoy your backyard and not worry about adding something else to it that's going to cause problems. So that was really a
Well, that's very good. Now, what else have you got here?
I think those are all the pictures we brought.
Mosquito Squad.
And I think a lot of people, it's really been in the news lately for the West Nile virus. We've seen more and more. I know I have family in Chicago, and they had 17 cases of West Nile in people just last summer. So we're starting, you see a lot of birds infected. Arlington County was number one.
Oh, that's right, too. I forgot about that. West Nile disease in the birds.
And there's others. There's another virus coming up, dengue virus, is that correct?
Yeah.
But it's further south right now, but they're projecting it to come up all the way to Virginia as well. So the mosquitoes are known as, really, they kill more people than anything else out there. More than lions and tigers and everything else, mosquitoes are much more dangerous.
But you know, I have to say this too, because we talked about where they can breed, and there's a lot of bird lovers out there, and I have a beautiful bird bath in the backyard. But there is a product I'd like to tell people that they can put in their bird feed, bath. It's called Dunks, mosquito Dunks. And sometimes they can throw them one up in their gutters too. It looks like a donut. You've seen them. And it's Bacillus thuringiensis, which is an organic, and that's safe. So you can go in the garden center and ask for mosquito dunks. But your product you can't find in the garden center. Your product, you'll contact you guys.
Exactly. And we do treat for sitting water,
you do
fish
that?
ponds and things like that.
That we use.
Oh,
So we want to take care of the mosquitoes from from each stage of their life.
In all areas.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you very much for coming on. When I saw your show there out at the Chantilly, I thought this would be a very good program because I'm a little selfish in my thoughts because I have my grandchildren over a lot. And my wife says, John, are you going to get the tank sprayer out and spray for mosquitoes? I says, yeah, but it's kind of toxic, some of that stuff. I'm afraid the kids, so I'm going to have you guys come out.
That'll be
Be
great.
happy to come out.
And spray the yard.
We get a lot of comments for grandkids. Even I have a 2-year-old boy, and when he gets a mosquito bite, it's 2-3 inches in diameter.
Yeah.
So it's really nice for him to be able to go out there. We don't have to spray him down and DEET and all these other
And cover them all up,
carcinogens.
yeah. Those 2-year-olds are something. You can't keep up with them. My grandson is 2 years old.
Yes.
Oh, you got to stay ahead of him.
Yeah.
And they go in the darndest places, like to go in the bushes, and that's where they get bit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. So we would
Thank you very much, Patrick,
thank
for
you.
coming
Very
on.
nice meeting with you.
I really appreciate it.
Okay.
Patrick Harder and Damien Sanchez,
Sanchez. Yes,
both
sir.
the owners of Mosquito Squad. You dress like that? You dress like that when
Yes.
you come out? Huh?
We don't look as good.
That could be you.
It could be David.
With a hat on. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Folks, thank you for watching Gardening News and Views. Before we close, I'd like to say this to you. Take it easy on the water. Don't use so much water, folks, because we might have some problems with water. And don't use a lot of toxic chemicals. Go green, folks, if you can, and do the best you can by using natural organic products. So long, and have a good gardening week. The funding for this program was made possible by a grant from Mosquito Squad of Northern Virginia and Washington, D.C. The Mosquito Squad will rid your yard of nasty mosquitoes using non-toxic products. They have a time-release system that releases a spray for 1 minute 3 times a day. It also kills the mosquito that carries the West Nile virus. So fight the bite. Say no to mosquitoes. The Mosquito Squad products are safe for birds, pets, and humans. The number to call is 703-928-9564.